Welcome to the Getting Through Today podcast. I'm Brita. Come along with me as I share my story of the ups and downs through chronic illness and depression, all while being a mother of 5. I know healing is possible, and through every phase there is beauty, even if we don't always see it at the time. I know what it feels like to just get through one day at a time. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful warriors, and welcome back to Getting Through Today. This week, we're talking about finding tools to get through hard moments. Whether you're in the middle of a storm or reflecting on one you've come through, I want to share insights and tools that have helped me, and hopefully they will help you too. Today's episode is inspired by a new song I wrote called The God I Know. But we're going to go deeper. We'll talk about the ways I've leaned on faith, creativity, and different healing practices to move through the tough times and how you can too. So let's get cozy and let's spend some time reflecting together. Whether you're here to find hope or simply to feel understood, you're in the right place. For those just joining, last week I shared a little bit about my story. I've faced chronic illness, depression, and moments where I felt completely lost. And there were so many times where I wondered if I would ever feel whole again. Those experiences shaped me into who I am today and inspired my book, Getting Through Today. When I was sick in bed, there were many moments I felt so alone. I prayed and prayed to God and didn't always feel Him close to me. This past year, my family was dealing with challenges that felt impossible to overcome. I remember lying awake at night asking God, "Are you even listening?" The silence was deafening. Yet I continued to pray, even though my life was going in a far different direction than I had imagined. Not only was I still healing from years of fighting chronic illness, but I was also working through the guilt of having the chronic illness and not being the mom and wife I had hoped I would be. I felt like I had spent so much time working through what had made me sick, but this year became about facing the trauma of actually being sick. Somehow I had survived it, but there was still so much more to work through. I took talk therapy more serious this last year. I acknowledged the places where I could improve. I apologized to my kids often for the ways I felt I hadn't showed up for them when I was physically unwell and mentally struggling. It took an enormous amount of effort and healing to accept where I was in my life. I grew up a Christian, with faith being a central part of my life, but that doesn't mean life was always easy. There were plenty of moments I felt completely disconnected from God, like I was shouting into a void. I don't know if you've ever felt like that. But even in that doubt, I kept searching for answers. I kept praying. I knew God was there because I had felt Him before, even if I wasn't always getting what I wanted. I craved the moments of peace I felt through prayer and through the angels, or my friends, that were sent to help me along the way. I have been blessed with a great family and a supportive group of friends who have always been there for me, showing up for me, talking to me on the phone, texting me. I feel very blessed for those special people in my life that just keep being there for me, even when I haven't always been able to be there for them in the ways that I've wanted to. One evening last October, when I was feeling overwhelmed by everything we'd been through over the past year, and I guess even before that, all of the struggles, I sat at my piano and started writing a song. In fact, the chorus of the song had been playing in my head for about 6 months, and I had been singing the chorus, but nothing else was coming for the song. But this particular day, I sat down and the lyrics just started flowing and the melody for the verses came too. That's when the song, The God I Know, began to come to life. And here's the lyrics to the song, The God I Know. When I'm camping out with all of my old shadows, when I'm wondering where everyone has gone, when I'm feeling lost with nowhere left to go, He knows. When there's no more light and I keep looking down, when I try but always stop myself somehow. And I'm cursing God and everything I've known. He knows. The God I know is mercy. The God I know is love. The God I know might be everything I'm not, but still He holds me close and He never lets me go. That's the God I know. When the silence gets too loud, I'm full of doubt. When I'm screaming, but the answers have run out, and I feel like I will always be forgotten, He knows. We are the ones who demand perfection. We set ourselves up to fail. He leads us in a new direction, waits for us where He's always been, until we find Him again. Until we find Him again. When I stumble, He's there through it all. When I'm ready, He will lift me tall. I may hate the lessons I'm meant to learn. He knows. The God I know is mercy. The God I know is love. The God I know might be everything I'm not. But still, He holds me close and He never lets me go. That's the God I know. As I wrote this song, it felt like God was speaking to me through the music, reminding me of His love and presence. Music has always been something that has helped me through the hard times. When words couldn't express what I wanted to say, a song would come and I would feel understood and seen. I love music and I love writing music. The God I Know became more than a song. It became a prayer. It reminded me that even when I can't see or feel God, He is still working in my life. And when I'm hard on myself and I worry that I'm not good enough, He's there to remind me that I'm perfect just the way I am and that I've always just tried my best, even when my best didn't feel like much at all. But that He doesn't expect more from me, that I can only give what I can give. And then I have to accept where I'm at and just keep moving forward. And then I can do better. Writing this song helped me process my doubt and refocus on gratitude for His constant love for me. I feel like it's a song of surrender and trust, even in the midst of uncertainty. And usually each year I'll pick a word of the year, and last year my word was surrender, and I felt like I had to surrender like I had never dreamed I would have to. But it's just a reminder that no matter how far we've fallen or how disconnected we feel, God's love remains steadfast, and I have felt that from Him. If you're in a place where you feel alone or feel like you've fallen short, I hope this song reminds you of your worth and the love that surrounds you, even when it can feel invisible. Now remember, it is not about being perfect. I am far from perfect. But it's just about being present and trusting in your journey. Music has always been my sanctuary. Listening to songs that resonate with my emotions help me feel seen and understood. I love how music can move me through my emotions, sometimes bringing me to tears, other times lifting my mood and making me feel joyful. There's something so powerful about the way music can connect us to our feelings and help us process them. And writing my own music has taken this to a whole new level. It's allowed me to express feelings that I can't always put into words, and it has been an incredible tool for my healing journey. Even if you're not a songwriter, you can use music to help yourself. You can create a playlist that mirrors your journey. Maybe start with songs that match your pain. It's okay to sit in sadness for a while. Just don't stay there. Gradually add songs that inspire hope and remind you of the beauty in life. And be mindful of what you're listening to, because the music you surround yourself with can influence your mood. If we always listen to sad songs, for example, we're more likely to stay sad. I would say balance is key. One of my favorite moments is when I'm driving and a song comes on that feels like it was written just for me. It's as if the universe knows exactly what I need to hear in that moment. Because music has a way of speaking directly to my heart. I also love performing my original songs for others and seeing them connect emotionally. When I play a song for someone and they tell me that that song felt like it was written for them, it's one of the most rewarding experiences for me. And it reminds me of the deep connection we all share through music. When I was in the midst of my health struggles, I felt like I didn't have a lot of tools to help myself. I would go to the doctor, do everything I was told, but I didn't really know what I could do personally to support my healing. Sure, I could eat healthy, I could take time for myself. I tried positive affirmations and I tried about everything anyone told me to do, but there wasn't a lot of things for a long time that had lasting effects on my healing. But looking back, one of the most powerful tools that I did have, but I didn't use enough, was journaling. I've kept journals for most of my life. My mom started journaling for me when I was little, and I would tell her what to write. And I continued up all the way through college. But when I got sick, I didn't write as much. I kind of stopped because my thoughts were so dark, and I really didn't want to write them all down. I kind of felt like if I wrote them down, it felt more true and more real. And I was afraid of seeing those words on paper. And I was also worried someone else might read them and be worried for me. So instead of processing my thoughts, I started just keeping them all in my head, which I feel like was really not a good thing. It wasn't until some years into my healing journey that I rediscovered the power of writing. And this eventually turned into writing my book. I never realized how healing it would be to acknowledge my story and put it into words. And as I started just journaling my experiences just for myself and just to acknowledge what I'd been through, it eventually came that I really wanted to write my book and I wanted to share my story, but it really didn't start out like that. I just needed to acknowledge what I'd been through. And now journaling has become another powerful tool for me. It really helps me process both the good and the bad in my life. So when I started journaling again, I made a point to write about things I was grateful for, even when they felt small. Some days I could only think of being thankful for a sunny day or a kind word from someone. But over time, this practice helped me reframe my perspective. It allowed me to see more good than bad in my days and focus on what I could do instead of what I couldn't. I felt like a lot of times through my journey, I would cry and be like, I can't do this and I can't do that. And it was true. There was a lot of things my physical body could not do. And mentally, I was limited. But also, there were so many things I could do. I could connect with people. I could spend time with my family. But I did focus a lot of my attention on what I couldn't do. And it really didn't help me feel any better. If you've never tried journaling, I encourage you to give it a shot. Maybe start with a simple prompt like, what is one thing that brought me peace today? Write whatever comes to mind. And honor the feelings that come up and make journaling a daily practice for a few weeks. You might be surprised at how much clarity and peace it can bring. I also know some people who really don't like journaling, so give it a try. If you don't like it, then try something else. That's a beautiful thing about finding tools for healing is not everything helps for everyone, but you don't know if it works for you if you don't try it first. And I would say one of the most transformative tools I have discovered this past year is hypnosis. And not only hypnosis, but self-hypnosis. It's not about zoning out. It's actually about zoning in and connecting with the deepest parts of yourself to find calm and clarity. And when I was first introduced to hypnotherapy, I was skeptical. I didn't really understand what it was or how could it help me. But as I've learned and grown, it's become a really impactful practice in my life. And what I love about self-hypnosis is that anyone can do it on their own at their own pace. It's something I can even teach you. So if you're curious, reach out to me. Hypnosis helps create a bridge from the conscious mind to the subconscious by passing the critical mind to make positive changes at a deeper level, at that subconscious level. So let's take a moment to try a simple exercise together. But before we begin, make sure you're in a safe, quiet space where you won't be interrupted. If you are driving, operating machinery, or engaged in any activity that requires your full attention, please pause this episode and return to this exercise when it's safe to do so. Your safety is the most important thing, and this exercise will be here for you whenever you're ready to focus fully. First, close your eyes and begin by taking 3 deep breaths. Breathe in deeply through your nose and let the air fill your lungs. Hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth. With each breath, imagine yourself letting go of stress, tension, or any heaviness you've been carrying. Now, I wonder if you could visualize or imagine a warm golden light surrounding you. Picture it starting at your heart, gently radiating outward. This light represents peace, love, and healing energy, gently radiating outward. This light might represent peace, love, and healing energy. Feel it spreading through your chest, your arms, your legs, and finally to every part of your body. And I wonder if you can allow this light to embrace you, bringing with it a sense of calm and serenity. And as you focus on this light, take another deep breath in, this time counting to 4 as you inhale. Hold that breath gently for 4 counts. And then exhale slowly for 4 counts. Then repeat that together 2 more times. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Once more. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Now, notice how your body feels. Maybe your shoulders have relaxed, or your mind may just feel a little quieter. Even in just a few moments, a simple practice like this can shift your energy, bringing a sense of calm and grounding. Imagine what this could do with a regular practice. This is the beauty of hypnosis. It's just connecting with yourself. It's a tool you can use anywhere, especially when you learn how to do self-hypnosis, where you can do it anywhere, anytime to help manage stress, process your emotions, and make positive changes in your life. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to access the state of calm whenever you need it. If you've ever felt stuck or overwhelmed, I encourage you to explore self-hypnosis. It's a practice that has brought me so much clarity and peace, and I'd love to share it with you. Now, we all need a toolkit to help us navigate tough times. Just like every journey is unique, your toolkit will look different from mine. But having one is essential for shifting your mindset and finding peace, no matter what life throws at you. The tools you can include can be as simple or as elaborate as you need them to be, but the key is that they work for you, and you have to explore a lot of different things to find what really works for you. I've tried a lot of things. Some things have helped me and some things haven't. The ones that have not helped me, I've dropped them and I don't keep doing them. But the things that have, I've tried to incorporate them more in each day. So here's some suggestions for your toolkit. Create a calming playlist, because music is a powerful tool for shifting energy and emotions. Fill your playlist with songs that ground and uplift you. You might also include instrumental music for relaxation or upbeat tracks that make you feel joyful. Update your playlist as your emotions shift and grow. I know, for example, I listen to different songs when I'm trying to relax than the playlist I have when I'm working out. They are very different, and they help me get into the emotions of what I'm trying to feel. The second tool is practice daily journaling. Like I said, I really love journaling, and it's a really effective way to process emotions and just clear that mental clutter. I like to think of it as a form of just mind dumping, a space where you can pour out everything that's weighing on you without judgment. You can write down your worries, fears, or even those nagging thoughts that keep circling in your mind. And once they're on paper, they often lose their power and can bring a sense of relief. And if you don't want to keep what you've written, that's okay too. Tear up the pages or throw them away. It's about the act of release. Journaling can also be a space to explore your dreams and even set intentions for your future. And over time, this habit can help you uncover patterns, reframe your thoughts, and gain clarity about what truly matters to you. Another great thing to add to your toolbox is to find your support system. None of us are meant to do this alone, whether it's friends, family, or a support group. Having people who understand and encourage you is invaluable. If you don't have this in your immediate circle, consider joining an online community or seeking out a therapist or a coach who can help you build that support. And I'm also building a community for this very purpose, a safe space where we can lift each other up, share our journeys, and find encouragement when we need it most. When I was going along my journey, I had looked for support groups to help me, and some were not very positive and some were. So I ditched the ones that weren't helping me, and then I really found some great friends that really helped me through my journey that understood what I was going through because they were going through very similar things. So that's really important. The other thing I would encourage you in your toolbox is to explore healing practices because there's so many tools available to help calm your mind and body. EFT or tapping, mindfulness meditation, deep breathing. There's just a number of different things that you can do to help yourself. And one more thing is to establish a morning or evening routine. And this is something that I am working on. I'm not always great at this, but consistency is key to building resilience. You can start and end your day with intentional habits that can set the tone for a more peaceful and grounded life. So you could even pick in the morning or the evening, right when you wake up or right before you're going to bed, try gratitude journaling or some affirmations or maybe a quick 5-minute meditation to center yourself before the day begins or right before you fall asleep. So there's just lots of different things. You get to figure out what works for you. And these small habits, when practiced consistently, they can make a huge difference over time. It's those small little steps we take each day that can make a very big impact on our life. And for me right now, my toolkit is journaling, music, hypnosis, and spending time with my family because journaling helps me process my thoughts, music lifts my mood, and hypnosis gives me clarity and calm. Even just taking a few minutes to breathe deeply or share a laugh with my kids or my husband, it really can change the course of my day. Laughing is a very big part of my day, and it always lifts my moods. My husband and I love to listen to comedians. We have a little comedy show here locally that we like to go to every now and again. We'll either go on a date there or we'll take our kids, and it's just fun to get into the moment and just laugh. And at that moment, everything feels good. So we really enjoy laughing. So what's in your toolbox? I would love to hear about the practices or habits that have helped you in these hard times because I'm always wanting to build up my toolbox. And whatever works for you, it might also work for me. And what works for me might work for you, or it might not. But if we don't try things, we won't know. So I would love for you to share these things with me that help you because I feel like together we can inspire and support each other on this journey. And remember, building your toolbox does not have to be overwhelming. You can just start with 1 or 2 practices and build from there. And remember, the goal is not perfection. It's progress. Those small, consistent steps can really lead to big changes. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today, it's this. You are never alone. Even in the darkest moments, there's light to be found, whether it's through faith, music, or the love of those around you. And keep trying things to lift yourself up and build up that toolbox so you have tools to heal. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And don't forget to share your favorite songs or tools in the comments or on social media. I love hearing from you.